From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, renewed pleas for less complacency when driving quad bikes. 2 people are missing after a quad bike carrying 6 rolled into a swimming hole at Peria in the far north last evening. There have been 4 quad bike deaths just this month, in addition to the 11 fatalities on farms from the start of 2022 to mid-23. Farm consultancy AgSafe owner and director Jim Finlay says it sounds as though there were 5 people too many on the bike in question. He says quad bikes are not for carrying passengers as they aren't stable and are very dangerous. Do everything you can to keep yourself and others safe on the road and stay focused on the task of driving. That's the message from a road safety charity as the summer holiday road toll climbs into double figures. It sits at 12 and doesn't end until 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. Last year, 21 people died on our roads across the entire period. Brake director Caroline Perry says they see the devastating consequences these crashes have.
This time of year is poignant for a lot of people, and we want to ensure that everybody can get home safely and enjoy this holiday period.
A plea for New Year's Eve revellers to leave the fireworks alone. In recent years, people have bought fireworks earlier in the year and stashed them away to light during summer months. But Fire and Emergency Community Education Manager Adrian Nacey says last New Year was a particularly busy time and they don't want a repeat. He says there was a huge number of fires and at one point firefighters were fighting 15 fires across the country at the same time. There are also restrictions on open-air fires in many parts of the country, so people are encouraged to check the rules in their area. The New Zealand share markets finished the year with a 2.5% gain. Harbour Asset Management Portfolio Manager Shane Solly says it's been a rollercoaster year, with markets going up at the start of the year. He says then they gave it back in the middle of the year as we saw interest rates crank up with central banks worried about inflation.
Later in the year, we saw into October and November, December, we've seen central banks pivot the other way and say, actually, we've done enough. And that really let New Zealand's share market have a pretty good rally into the end of the year.
That's news. In sport, the reigning world darts champion is out of this year's tournament. World number 1 Michael Smith has been bundled out in the round of 16 in straight sets by Chris Dobey. 3-time world champ Michael van Gerwen is also through to the quarterfinals after a straight sets win over Stephen Bunting. Australian cricket captain has dismissed Pakistan's claims that dodgy umpiring contributed to the tourist loss in the Boxing Day test. Pakistan team director Mohammad Hafiz has hit out at an inconsistent umpiring and the curse of technology in the 79-run defeat at the MCG. But Cummins is sure the technology evens itself out.
I don't know what the alternative is. I think it's pretty good. You know, even umpire scores obviously a 50-50, but I think it does even itself out. I think it's as good as it can be.
Black Caps opener Tim Seifert has declared all good after receiving a sickening blow to the head at the non-strikers' end during last night's T20 against Bangladesh. That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.